That makes more sense.
Oh, I just turned that on.
Yeah.
That's how that sounds. That's great, that works. Okay, everyone.
Mute the stream.
Yeah,
so
mute
we're
the
not...
stream.
Okay.
Don't cross the streams.
So as
That's
of
okay.
now, we should be on a single sound.
Okay, I got it.
You lot tell us if there's still an echo.
Thanks, everyone. I sound okay. I'm going to close Discord so Chris doesn't... Actually, Chris, just don't say anything else on Discord, okay? I don't know how to close Discord fast enough.
Yeah.
Right, apologies for that, ladies and gents.
Perfect now.
Yay!
Fantastic. Hey.
Right, there we go. Right.
We are
Really sorry if you
competent.
struggled with that for like
Yeah.
20 minutes before we
blimey.
noticed.
I mean, I'm impressed we've still got 12 people watching us.
Yes. We really appreciate
We must be
you
so
sticking
engaging.
around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so... More wine?
or maybe they just want to see an insane, spirit-driven motorbike mech suit bucking Bronco.
Mech suits. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have the Iron, the Creepers, the Bucking Broncos, and the Blood Runners. Last question is, what did we lose to make our pacts?
Ooh.
Each individually.
It's up to you. But like, if you think it's an individual thing, or if you think it's like our souls, if you think it's more of a group thing,
I
that's
can
fine.
think it's
see it being
individual.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like, did you give up something in your personal life to take it on?
Oh, hell yeah, I gave up my eyes.
Oh, I was about to take
nice.
that!
It makes
Come on, get up your eyes! No, it makes it less cool.
Yeah, maybe I could be the eyeless.
I gave up my voice. I can only speak through the helmet.
Cool.
Oh, like,
That's nice.
you got like a Tony
Oh,
Stark
and
thing
so,
going on.
just so you
Which
know,
revs? The helmet revs.
just so you know, I'm going to start speaking through you as well as the helmet occasionally, and there's no way they can tell the difference.
Yep.
So in fact, you're running away and trying to take off the helmet.
Oh, that's perfect. Because,
Right.
yeah, suddenly your leader authoritatively tells you
Eyes.
to do
Unfortunately, the
something.
helmet has this really annoying echo effect. I don't know what it says.
Eyes, voice. Oh, I need Mary to stop. She'll stop. It'll be fine.
Mary, shush.
The
She's not
joys of a good relationship.
Eyes, voice. Hands as a mechanic. That's going to be legs, maybe. That's a real tricky
That
fight
really
scene,
basically screws me for being in anything except for tank scenes.
It could be
I know,
something
'cause-
other than a body part.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I like the idea that my character came in from the Iron, so I'm thinking maybe I've given up
nice.
something that's
Oh.
quite different from what everybody else
okay.
did.
Like whatever bond you have with the Irons. Please stop talking to each other.
Wow.
It's fine, sorry. My best friend and my wife are talking on Discord, it's beeping and I can't be bothered to close it. So we just stop talking to each other.
Grant is a professional.
Shut up. Professional.
Oh, I thought you meant the people in the chat room.
No, they can keep talking, that's fine, you keep talking. I can't read what you're saying, I'm sure it's fascinating.
I've lost all my hair.
Oh,
All of it.
Is
Like
that,
it's burnt off.
Yes.
is that really important to you? Like,
Well, if I don't have any eyelashes or eyebrows, then...
Yeah, you.
So-
No emoting!
yeah.
that would suck in the desert. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
Are you sort of like wrapped up as well, like loads of scarves and all sorts of weird shit? Or would they catch fire? or does that not matter to you? But you got to try and protect yourself against the elements. 'Cause imagine it's
Yeah.
hot, there's a baking sun, and if you've got no hair, I imagine there's some sort of weird pigmentation thing going on, which means you get sunburnt horrendously quickly.
I don't know, maybe I've got vitiligo as well.
I don't know what that is, it sounds cool.
It's where you
Probably
start
is.
losing pigmentation.
Oh,
But like randomly.
Yeah.
Is that what leads to
You get little
Spots of,
spots
like,
and
often white
splotches.
patches.
albinos?
That's what Michael Jackson had.
Maybe like because it's spirits, it starts like spelling messages, and it starts
Oh.
its faces, they shift and change. It's kind of like an octopus.
Yes.
Well, like because like when you're freaked out, your skin starts like flushing and changing weird colours.
That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Nice.
Okay, hair and creepy vitiligo. Got
Nice.
And then hair,
You
eyes,
need something-
voice.
Yeah,
Exercise physical.
I gave up my clan.
Clown.
Yeah.
it. Aww. Oops.
Okay, could you refill me as well, please? What is something?
More wine.
More water.
Water.
But more than enough wine.
Wet wine.
Thank you. So, wet wine.
Actually, Ed before.
Drier than other what? Yeah. So, just to run down what we've got so far. Bum, bum, bum. cars powered by ghosts was the first thing I wrote down. I'm going to finish this here.
And the last.
And the last. I've just written it down a bunch of
That's all we
times.
have.
Hope you guys can remember. So it's fire, shadows, omens, vehicles. So we've abstracted a lot of that
Yeah.
into like this being this place of fire and shadows. Imagine like big gouts of flame coming out. The omens are more like the ghosts, and the vehicles are definitely existing. We have soul stones. You're after the queen, who is the ruler of this area. She controls the drones. She controls various other people. I'm guessing she was some sort of military intelligence.
Nice.
I feel like it was actually the original ruler of the civilization.
And also a military intelligence.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Well, the thing because she was bound into it, so she controlled the armies. But then the network shut her down after whatever soul stream started leaking out. The network took over. There was a period of horrendous nonsense.
Horrendous nonsense.
It was known as the times of horrendous nonsense.
At the point when the network actually managed to shut her out, that's when she hit the literal big red button.
Yeah.
And just, nope.
Yeah.
If I can't have this world,
Yeah.
no one can.
Everything. And so that as far as you guys are
cool.
concerned, everything's been scorched.
Yeah. We know nothing about the apocalypse or the circumstances under which
It was like
is
several
what the world's always
generations.
been.
It was a long way
Yeah.
back for. And like you've heard tell that maybe things were better before, and also like there's the architecture which proves it was better before, but you've got no evidence, and that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
Did that big red button just snuff out everyone's soul? Is
Everyone
that
who
what-
hadn't already been linked, or...
Yeah, everyone
Well,
who
things
was like
you must have had parents at some point,
yeah.
or grandparents and whatever. But I'm
Except
imagining,
for like a few people that maybe...
I'm imagining it went off like a soul nuke, so the area was just completely
great.
scorched, and so like the reason why you're getting closer is because you've got that sort of fallout weirdness coming in.
Yeah.
But then people moved in and started
I
to
was
take
gonna say,
over
yeah.
and trade, and
We've got no locals.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, you do, but you'll discover them.
They're weird as shit.
Just
Like,
weird people.
Hello! Hello! We need to trains. I'm imagining like black eyes and like weird, like entirely like pallid grey skin. They're skittering along ceilings, and they've
We're
got
back
like,
to Thomas
like
the Tank
silicon claws, that sort of
Cool.
thing.
Nice.
Well, that's more of a network thing, but webs.
Well, there's still
It could
network
be-
drones in there, right? Like
Oh, the whole thing's
Protect-
It could be
Yeah.
like convergent evolution.
Anything useful? Are we sounding okay? Yeah, all sounds good. Okay, cool.
We're relying on you
Could you
chat to
please
tell us if we go there.
reintroduce the players? Someone
Oh yeah,
said,
sure.
please?
Okay,
have
cool.
people join
Yeah,
again.
thank you very much. So I'll run down. My name is Grant Howard. I'm running Unbound, which is the reason why you're watching. I presume. This is.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
This is.
I'm Paul.
This is.
I'm Helen.
And
Ed.
Yay!
Ed refuses to introduce himself properly. So we are. Let's do a quick rundown of the game. Actually, so we're playing which we're sort of doing now. We're playing a weirdo post-apocalyptic, all machines powered by ghosts situation in a fallen, mad, forgotten realm which these people are sort of trying to discover and prosper within. The spirits they bound themselves are we have the city fallen. You are kind of an eyeless shaman.
An eyeless shaman who's connected with the street lamps and
like street lights or like traffic lights and infrastructure.
yeah,
and
everything that had a
sewers
soul
and,
put into it in order to make it work technologically.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like
okay.
you've probably got like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
it's
huge.
slumbering.
Yeah, it's very sleepy.
Yeah.
Like everyone who's put into those things has been like they're old souls and
Yeah.
they've all but
And
died.
also, like, the infrastructure would have been lots of people fed into one thing,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have a single clear personality.
Yeah,
like some of the
exactly.
smaller
It's really
ones do.
muddy.
Yeah.
Which
And
means
then-
your vision's going to be a weird cacophony of lots of different viewpoints as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh, just like security cameras.
Oh.
So I love that phrase. On the other hand, we have the blinded son,
Yeah.
who is what was the deal with the blinded son?
He was unjustly punished for something and got. I don't know what's the process called where you get your soul put into something.
Bind you.
Soulbound,
I mean,
yeah.
I think
It's the
soulbound.
obvious
Well, I
one,
think it seems like the easiest one.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Okay, so we got.
Or like, actually, no, distilled.
Oh,
Ah,
Quite
nice.
creepy.
Oh,
Also
yeah.
a pun. Everyone loves a spirit pun.
Is that a pun?
because
If it's
spirits.
spirit and your spirits get to say.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I assumed that was intentional.
No. Yes.
I'm so proud of you.
I was going with something quite like sort of creepily clinical or
Yeah.
alchemical.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like you are sentenced to distillation, and you get your.
Oh.
That is creepy. Okay, so he got sent to distillation, and he's really, really angry about it. And now he is my energy bazooka.
He won out in the end, didn't he?
He was only meant to be a torch.
My new pet.
For your crimes against humanity, you have been sentenced to being a sick as fuck energy bazooka for all time. May God have mercy on your soul.
Oh no!
Fucked judicial system here.
No shit.
Next up we have.
So we had
So your spirit you are devoted to is the Great Oracle.
Great Oracle, who was one of the very few people, there's probably others, but one of the very few people who willingly sentenced themselves to distillation. He kind of saw how the wind was blowing. He was probably a big mover and shaker in the big social circles, and went, no, this world is going to end badly and I don't want to suffer through it. I'm going to be immortal. And put himself into this great all-knowing HUD system in a sort of like integrated head war gear thing. Which my character found and put on his head as you do.
As you do with strange
As you
artifacts
do.
that you find lying around.
And I lost
I'm gonna
my-
lick the inside of this.
I do literally lick the plot occasionally. And
And the sort of like crown of command. Yeah. Okay.
which also very painfully extracted my vocal cords.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
in a sort of like searing, like red hot binding with your. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then finally, you have a connection with the Thundering
The
Ram.
Thundering Ram, who is the giant war truck, which is the centerpiece of our badass road gang. I think the Thundering Ram was originally like a war hero or someone who got almost fatally wounded in the line of duty, or did get fatally wounded in the line of duty, and was sort of put into this ridiculous military contraption as like a memorial,
Yeah.
rather than.
Are they happy about that?
I think they have very mixed feelings about that. Let's put it like it was a big honour at first, and possibly this is someone really old, so quite early on in the process when it was like, maybe they
it's
didn't
to
understand
immortalise
what they were doing.
heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like the very first use of
Yeah.
it was to immortalise
cool.
heroes, and then they realised what they were actually doing, and they started using it to punish criminals, and then it sort of
So-
expanded.
I'd
Yeah.
like to imagine this vehicle's been rebuilt hundreds, if not thousands, of
Yeah.
times through the years.
But this
my
is
God.
seriously one of
With
the
the same
old spirits.
core.
Yeah.
And I think the spirit was quite young when they were put into this. But
Or it's just like an idealistic 19-year-old who's been 19 for 1,000 years.
kinda, yeah.
Can they feel
Wow.
pain or?
Yeah, why not?
Oh no! Oh
No, no.
Yeah, okay, well.
Also, I just realised that I've been periodically dancing throughout this whole stream.
That's the way to do it. I've been
That's why- I think
shuffling to
that's why we've
avoid
got
doing
so many
anything
viewers.
weird.
Only
We got dancing girls!
Step up your game.
Alright. So,
Break it down.
let's make some fucking characters.
Yeah.
Ladies
Oh,
and gents. It's gonna happen.
That thing.
Feels like,
What,
yeah.
already did?
Wow, what was that? So, we have roles and traits.
Yeah.
Hey.
The role is the first thing you'll pick. Unfortunately, we only have one copy of each. So, there'll be a period of... I'll run down the roles.
Yeah.
We'll pass around the traits. Because there's 12 of these and 5 of these.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
For the information, by the way, of the people who have just joined the stream,
Also,
so
Joe, as official stream reader, can you make sure everything's okay?
the whole of the stream will be put up on YouTube, so you can
Yeah.
watch bits you've missed.
No, you have to stay here and watch the whole thing and engage with us.
People are talking about
That's it.
science. Ignore
Ah,
it.
true.
Not applicable.
No, this will be an incredibly realistic roleplay. We will be defining the
Well,
exact.
actually,
Actually.
I think you'll find.
Okay. So,
I also apologise that I seem to have become the rules lawyer of this particular group. So
it's fine. I mean, it should be me, but...
but remembering shit is hard, frankly.
Right.
So.
Yes, it's not like I wrote the
Yes,
fucking
professional.
system. Right, so... I'll run down, there's 5 roles, and so what roles do is they determine what you do in combat. They are the Deadeye, a master of ranged combat. As a master of ranged combat, you're quite fragile and mobile, but you can operate at a longer range than anyone else. We have the Brawler, who is kind of off damage, off tank who gets punched in the face an awful lot, but is quite good at punching people in the face.
In theory.
And in theory,
Mike's is good.
brawls are lots of fun. They're really good at taking out groups of like mooks.
Yep.
And like low level enemies, and like standing in the middle of a big swirling melee. There's the striker, who is fragile, mobile, and incredibly dangerous up close. Think like an assassin or a. The Pac-Man examples we have are Hex-Scarred Witch, Our Lady of Ravens, Shadowbound Terrorist. Our Lady of Ravens is sick as fuck. She's really cool.
Yeah, she is.
The Warden, wow. The Warden,
Wow.
who's a tank, basically.
Yep.
So big, roughy tufty. They have lots of abilities for like pulling enemies towards them, healing damage when they get hurt, drawing attention, healing. Sorry, what's the word? Like taking hits for other people and like marking off areas as like this is where we stand, that sort of thing.
Wow, one of those would be really novel.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Everyone just died. And the Protector, who is a healer class, basically. So they keep people alive. Plus, the main thing they do is hand out temporary stamina. So it can be through like spiritual healing, or it can be through tactical advice. But generally, they make everyone else's job easier. Those are the 5 roles. Does anyone have any thoughts what they want to be?
I'll probably be a protector or a warden, which means we'll have someone to protect you, and you guys can just punch if you wanna.
It sounds like a Deadeye for me since I've got a bazooka.
Cool.
Seems reasonable.
I like the idea as well that like you're quite fragile behind all of it as well.
That's actually brilliant.
Yeah.
You come off as this huge, massive heavy, but actually, if someone gets right up against you, you're like,
Maybe I'm really muscly, but also very cowardly.
Yeah, because you've got this murderer. Oh, sorry, not a murderer, but you have this person who's like furious and pushing you onto things, but you don't want to be pushed into it.
That inner dichotomy, I like.
That's
Okay.
quite fun. Yeah.
Sorry, I use long words.
Deadeye
Great
works.
word.
It's nothing.
Cool. Deadeye. Protector.
Probably a warden.
Warden. Cool. So, like, why are you so tough? What's your deal?
Because
You're a big shot, huh?
can see, I can see what's going to happen all the time.
oh, brilliant.
Oh,
So,
that's
So
so
I dodge
foresight.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
That-
So you've got like 7 stamina as a warden, so
Yeah.
there's a lot to mill through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be handy given how I play this game from
Yeah.
previous things.
You just refuse to heal, yeah.
So I can see what's going to happen, and I'm in touch with a lot of things that can basically just see. So I'm a walking security camera.
Nice.
I'm debating between Striker and Protector at the moment.
Double protect? Oh no, you got warden. Okay,
You
yeah.
got warden,
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Because the Protector I'm kind of seeing is someone who stands back and gives orders of, no, dodge that, you've got this person coming.
Yeah.
Whereas Striker I'm more seeing is I can see exactly where your weak points are, where the chinks in the armour, and I don't know which one I want to go with.
You see, other option you got is if you take the trait companion, you can represent your gang.
That's true.
Oh, that's really cool.
So you can just have 10 guys.
That's really cool.
Name them, and every time you take a wound, one dies. So like that can be striker, that can be brawler as well, and like everyone's piling on and punching.
Brawler's fun.
I'm thinking
actually.
Brawler,
Brawler's
yeah,
really
Brawler
nice.
would work. quite
Fantastic,
nicely.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Brawler.
And I might take the.
2 dead eyes, that could be interesting.
No, I'll take the melee one.
Striker?
Striker, yeah, I don't.
Cool, okay.
Haven't played the one yet. No, I played Deadeye the first time around. So
Okay.
yeah, I will play up close damage.
So how are you so good at damage?
I think it is the knowing the weak points bit because like serious combat stuff around here is all tech, right?
Yeah.
I know how all the tech works.
Yeah.
So like you can aim for people's like
Like
power
if-
armor.
yeah,
and
exactly.
their-
If you're
and
in
their
armor, I
vehicles,
can
yeah.
cut an important fuel line. It doesn't, I don't have to because I'm quite small and quite petite. But I think
not
I'm
brute
going.
force.
No, it's smart. It's fighting
Yeah,
like
okay,
the
cool.
Iron do.
like blowtorches.
Yeah, blowtorch is like
like-
tiny plasma cutter type thing.
Nice.
Some sort of horrendous overclock blowtorch which just delivers the into like
You get
That's
yeah
it,
the
done.
whole thing, and
Yeah.
there's a hole in the side of their back, so it's a dinner plate.
you
Yeah.
get the whole like phallus stand up. It's like, look at my giant, amazing sword of
It's like-
doom. And it's like, ha! You show that tiny.
You
toy.
could have got like a
Got
plasma
lighter.
lighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Cool.
My poor masculinity.
Also, like I want you to summon the Thundering Ram. Like the Thundering Ram is your mate.
Oh, good. Yeah, Thunder Ram is my best buddy.
So like as a striker, you can be like when you inflict a wound,
Yeah.
the trunk runs someone over.
Totally.
No,
It's like-
little for it.
Oh, you get rid of their stamina by locking up their leg servers. I was like, I can't move. Moon time.
Cool. So everyone's doing that's cool. What I'm gonna do, Ed, I'll give you this first. You're warden, right?
Yeah.
Pick out your. I won't have you write down the boosts now because we're on camera and that's quite boring.
Yeah.
But pick out your power and tell the group what you've got. What I'll do now, should I run through the traits as well?
Yeah, you might
I'll run
as
through the
well. While
traits.
we're picking things, you might as well.
Also, just to sum up the thing that Grant just mentioned, the boosts. The way, unsurprisingly, all things work is you reveal cards. If you reveal a face card, like a king, queen, or jack, something special happens.
Or a story card.
Or a story card.
One you've
That's-
marked as part of your experiences.
Yes. You get to draw on cards in Unbound. It's great, and it makes the inner part of your soul shrivel up slightly.
Well, at least we don't have
That's the
tearing
game
we don't have tearing in half. Anymore.
Oh, when
That was the-
when
that was
Grant
the-
mentioned that, I literally recoiled.
It is the
You don't like
worst.
doing cards?
I don't like.
It's
tearing
gross
cards.
because then you ruin the deck.
You can never. It's the same way you
Yeah.
can never use this deck for anything else.
I mean, you
You
can.
kind of
These
can.
ones
actually,
you
but-
totally can.
Ladies and gentlemen, our business manager has arrived. She's home from work. Come in and say hello, Mary.
Hello?
Well, there's a delay on
They
the
can't
feed,
see
so
you.
it won't, yeah.
Mary is the actual professional.
Yeah. I merely do this for a living. Mary, make sure I am alive.
It's hard work.
This is also.
Paul bought the biggest bottle of wine I've ever seen.
So do come and grab some if you. There you go.
Oh, there she was!
Yeah.
Brief appearance.
Have you eaten?
No, I'm going to go.
Cool, fantastic. Okay, cool. We'll crack on. We'll crack on with the traits.
Yes, tell us about the traits.
So,
He's coming and explain everything.
no worries.
Professional.
Yeah, I think we're going to
We're not
So-
really going for professional today.
We've got about 12 traits. I'll run through these as quickly as I can, just to give you an idea. And so if anything sparks your interest, let me know. So, aura. You project an aura of some kind from your body. You can do things like defend your friends from incoming fire. You can heal people. You can make sure people take more damage or inflict more damage around you. There's companion, which will be quite good for you. Everyone gets to pick one trait, by the way. Companion, you go into battle with a powerful ally. So, like, we wrote out
Like
the
a truck.
idea. Like a truck. Oh, shit. Oh, my
Both
days.
of you guys.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because we wrote it imagining, like, you know, a ranger's wolf.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I've got a
exactly.
truck with 18 men. Oh, that's fantastic. With companion, like, you deal 6 cards into a separate deck, and then you can use those to do various funky
Yeah.
things.
When you said powers before, which one is that?
So you choose
Ones at the
one of the...
bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And on the next page too.
Okay.
I think boom might be good for you.
Because
Just
every
drop a card.
role and every trait has a selection of powers that you pick one
Mm.
of. So you can have 2 of the same role, and they will fulfill fairly different positions.
It's,
That kind of
I've
thing.
just dropped a card. My chronic shuffling has finally come.
I can see it over there. It's by you, Ed.
Oh wow, that went miles.
It did.
Is it not mine?
Well done.
No, I think that's mine. I definitely just dropped a card, so I'll have a look for another one of those.
After that, we have Captain, which might be good for you as well.
Yep.
So Captain, because the thing you don't need to take companion, you can just have like your attacks and describe them as your guys.
I think that's probably the way I'm going to go, but we'll
Well,
see.
yeah. So Captain lets you lead people. Other thing about traits is they all have a series of questions connected to them, so like we'll flesh out the world a little bit more when we pick them. Captain has leading people and general
Kind of
tactics.
tactical stuff as
Yeah, like tactical positioning and movement. Dirty Fighter. I've not had a campaign where someone didn't pick Dirty Fighter because it's called Dirty Fighter. Everyone likes it. My favourite one is the one where you set the area around you on fire as a
That
battle
was-
tactic. Then we have Fire,
So that's set the world on fire.
where you set the area around you on fire. Also things like fireballs and like blazing blades, so you can inflict bleed damage as you set people on fire. Or Phoenix, where every time you take a wound, you explode.
It's really good.
So that's fun. Mighty, which is like a mighty weapon. So it can be it might be enormous.
Truck.
Legendary. Oh,
Might be a
that's
mix.
fantastic.
I love the
Oh,
fact
that's
that people
great.
just keep shouting truck. and just never
There's
not-
so many of these fit truck. It's great.
Dirty
Yeah, I
fighting
was
truck.
definitely thinking
Aura,
about it.
truck aura.
I mean, it's quite dirty to run someone over with a massive truck.
Oh, that's not what you're expecting,
brings
right? You
it?
could clearly see the driving seat was empty.
Who brings a truck to a gunfight, honestly?
So they have things like you can push your enemies. It also has the kick in the door
Yeah.
power, which
That
is great.
is a great.
Fun with the truck.
Gain the following boost on move actions. The next strike you make before the end of your next turn deals double damage as a truck runs someone over. That's great. There's Rage as well. So Rage is about
Getting angry about your truck. I'll leave it. So.
things like you can consume your health for extra chances to hit. You can do damage when you take a wound, and you can enter a berserker state. You are the embodiment of fury, it says here, which is exciting. Which might be interesting for you. It's kind of a thing you shift into. You start bleeding cards from your deck, but you can do a shit ton of damage. Shadows, which was one of the things we had in the original thing.
Yep.
Shadows are also maybe interesting if you've got like light powers as well, so you can turn those off. Things like taking people off to a shadow dimension, defending yourself with the cloak of shadows, ambush, teleportation, that sort of thing. Spirit, which is an obvious one for this game because we have spirits in the game. These have you played Spirit in the last game. What are they like?
I don't remember. They're crazy. They go mental and tentacles come out.
They have
the
all
ground.
sorts of weird negative side effects in your area that spread up.
You can do some stuff really, really well, but it's probably the one
Big warlocky magic.
Yeah, big wall of magic. Like you're in contact with spirits, but there's all sorts of negative side effects, which like the hand the ground grows hands that's clawing at people, or there's horrible winds, which means you can't leave, that sort of thing. It's pretty
It's
sweet.
very good.
Transform.
They're all very good.
So you transform into something other than what you are,
Like a
which
mech
is like a mech. Thank you, Paul. Which is dangerous and unpredictable. So you will hurt you and your friends, I guarantee. Every time. But you like it's a quick way to get a shit ton of damage, which is fun. And finally, the unnatural, which is mine and everyone's favorite trait.
So good.
It's so cool. I don't know what it is. There's something horrible, insidious, alien, and other inside you. The powers include walking through hell by opening doors, having tentacles burst out of your chest, and as mentioned previously, something shuts your wounds from the inside and then makes you into a horrible egg canister when you die. So those are the traits. It's a universal role-playing game. With a very, loose emphasis, but someone should play their natural, or I'll be so does anyone have any ideas what their traits might be? Because please embody that truck in some way.
Yeah,
Rad.
oh god, yeah. The truck is definitely what's coming out of my trade.
I'm going for leader, I think.
Captain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Cool. Okay.
I was thinking of doing that too. Will it be restrictive if we have two captains?
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
The captain has the most power choices out of any trade we've done.
Captain.
So
Can you fight about it?
Mine's less about trying to lead the group and more about trying to direct the group away from the bit of corridor that just changed.
Like, so I'm playing the captain currently, and I would really like to both have the moving the enemies around power and the moving our team around power. Like, if I had both of those, I feel like I would be much more successful as a captain.
Right.
Being able to do
I'm
both
sure
of those
we
across
can
two
manage
characters
it.
is probably a good idea.
I'm definitely going to be ordering us around, so it seems good to me.
What was the one with the Phoenix thing in it? Was that fire?
Fire.
Yeah. So
I'm interested in fire and rage.
Fire and rage.
That
Phoenix.
goes generally.
For Phoenix, so like it's less useful for a ranged character, I guess, because
Okay.
you'll be operating. But like, it could work if you get swarmed. When you take a wound, which is like when you run out of stamina. So like you're on your back foot, you're out of cover, you take a serious hit, you explode. You deal 2 damage to everyone in your area, which is like average damage, and you heal 2.
Okay.
So it's kind of an immediate resurgence every time you get hurt. And you can upgrade it to sort of like grow wings of fire and fly to an adjoining area every time you get wounded.
It's like a super Phoenix.
Yeah.
So what's the rage one?
The rage ones have a few options. I'll just give you
And the
the.
fire has some few options.
Yeah,
Fire's
and
a
that's
good
not the
option,
only
yeah.
thing in fire.
Yeah, so
It's the only thing I want.
fire has also an upgraded version of boom.
Yeah.
So like boom does half damage to everyone else in the area, I believe.
Okay.
And which is a deadeye power. Fire can give you it's a much rarer power, but it's full damage to everyone in the area. So like if you want to bring something out, but there's some things. Have a look.
So it could be super bazooka.
Super bazooka. Yeah, it's your
Mega
charge
Man.
shot.
We used to have charge shots as a power. It's one of my
We
favourite
can
powers.
crack out the Kinder eggs while everybody's.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's see what we can win.
Yeah.
That seems like some great Twitch.
I love the questions for rage.
We've got some good questions.
Oh, they're great.
What's the most beautiful thing you've ever destroyed?
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I see. I stole that from Fear itself, but it is a good question.
And also, who is most scared of you?
Egg.
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 He's writing. You can have the egg that you presumably brought later.
So we're gonna have a quick egg off here to see who gets the best prize.
I feel like the item
Guess what?
inside
You
should
guess right.
influence character in some way.
I think we shouldn't.
I
do
think
that.
Striker. There you go.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the striker. Let's do this.
We're going to write down the boring stuff later.
So can you tell people a bit about brawlers while I eat my chocolate egg?
The brawler. Sure. So
I've got exactly the same toy as last week.
It's
Oh no, it's a
literally-
different
it's a
one.
different turtle.
It looks a bit backwards. This one.
No.
Go off.
I'm glad. I'm sure you folks are really glad to be watching Kinder Surprise X being opened.
Grown adults
so-
opening
There you go.
surprise
Head
toys.
comes off.
So the brawler is kind of the hybrid between.
Yeah, it's a
the,
weird game you play with them. It's daft. Come on.
Brawler's kind of the weird hybrid between a warden and a striker. So they're all right at defending. They're less
okay,
likely to be hit than some of the other classes, and they're also all right at hitting people and doing damage along those lines. They're also very good at turning
I win.
fights into
I got a
taking
6.
advantage of fights that are uneven. So when
It's also a 6.
Please continue.
Sorry, carry on.
It was a draw. It was a draw. That's the most important thing here.
Unbound requires at least 2 Kinder Surprise to play.
Yeah.
Yes, so they're very good at turning fights that are already uneven and taking full advantage when you have momentum, that kind of thing.
It's
So
like Golem.
they've got stuff like piling on when you've got multiple people around, or I might as well go through the skill actually I picked because. So the one I've got is Shock and Awe. It's an always-on ability, so it's always applying. And the way it reads is, once per turn, whenever we inflict a wound, so when the stamina's down and we do damage, all other enemies in the same area take 2 damage, which I think in my case is going to be the gang all piling on everyone there, and just going and kicking them in the shins. Specifically shins, mind. I'm stuffed against people who don't have shins.
Yeah.
And also, if there are no enemies in my area, I get to pull an enemy within one area into the area. So,
That's
the way,
good. Did I write that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, great. Well done, me.
Grant wrote this game. Just saying.
Well, Grant
and
and Chris. Yeah.
Chris, you take credit for that one, actually.
Hey, Chris,
I
how you doing? You alright?
think.
He'll tell you in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a delay.
So yeah,
How's the
brawlers
chat going?
Brawlers are very much melee characters as well. They don't really deal with range because that's for other people to sort out. So they're also very good at yanking people across. The way movement works in this is rather than having like squares of fixed distance or anything like that, you've got much more abstract of here's the main lobby, here's the bathrooms, there's always a bathroom, here's outside, that kind of thing. And so you move from area to area rather than having to worry about calculating distance and so on. It's much easier to be
I'm
involved
good,
in
thank you.
the action, that kind of thing. I didn't get enough wine, folks.
No, you got enough wine. Like, I'm kind of impressed we got this far through it.
I'm kind
You got enough wine, just not enough wine, folks. It's been mostly split between me and Grant so far, and we are turning into wine people.
It's fine. It's fine, got this.
So who wants to talk about the role and skill?
Yeah, can you talk about? You don't know anything about protectors, do you? Do you know anything about protectors?
Wardens.
Wardens.
I'm playing a
We've not
warden.
had a
No, I
warden. We've not had a
don't.
warden in the party yet.
But we've not played a warden yet. We're
We've mostly used brawlers as tanks up until
a
this point.
tank, I believe. That's about what I know about me and what I'm going to do here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a captain, which means influencing other players and controlling locations and setting people up to do cool
So
shit.
what powers have you picked?
Line in the sand, which allows me to set up a location at which all our attacks are boosted and all enemies' attacks are weakened.
I like the idea that it's kind of like a warding thing as well.
Yeah.
So you're like, and then like things like shutters start coming down and things start.
I think
shifting
for this
around you.
character it's like locking the location down.
Ah, it's fun, yeah.
Because we don't really understand the changing places, but the enemies we'll be fighting usually will, I think. So if
Yeah.
I can fix it all for a bit and make
Yeah,
the
that's
spirits
cool.
to agree to stop changing for a while, it gives a tactical advantage.
And what power did you pick from? Is that from Warden? You picked.
That is from Warden. I've not
Very
picked
cool.
one from Captain yet.
Very cool. Helen, what have you picked?
Rage.
What power within Rage?
Oh, Reckless?
Cool. What does that do?
I don't know, he's got the shield.
From what I can remember, if I'm correct, like it lets you use your stamina cards as attack cards, right? If you miss.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Paul, you should explain stamina.
Sure.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fun. I'm going to eat my egg.
So, stamina. Each role has its own levels of stamina, and so, for instance, the particularly tanky characters like Warden has 7, whereas the slightly more fragile ones like Strikers only have 4.
4.
So they've got 4.
Yeah.
That's twice what I thought. Stamina represents, rather than necessarily armor or anything like that, it's your ability to avoid damage, to avoid getting hit. So I mean that
Like,
could be really
avoid
thick.
getting hurt.
Yeah, it could be very thick armor, or it could be that you've got heavy cover, or you're very nimble, all that kind of things. And every attack will deal a certain amount of damage, which at first will come out of your stamina pool. And that's represented by cards that are taken out of your deck, and as you lose stamina, those go away into the discard. If you take a hit that is greater than your stamina, so say I have 1 stamina left and I take 2 damage, I lose my 1 stamina, and then I'm taking a wound, which usually means bad stuff happens.
Yeah, really exciting bad stuff.
Exciting bad
I
stuff.
love wounds.
I'd noticed.
Yeah.
He also likes inflicting them in game as well. And
Wow.
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 Wow. Sorry.
I was really upset the last game we played. I didn't get to inflict any wounds.
You did.
I was really upset.
You had a really, really strong wound character.
I had a character which discarded 25 cards on a wound, and
That's a lot.
you just like. I mean, there's only 52 in a deck, but you really focused on murdering her. Just
We
And
murdered her a
keeping
lot.
Yeah.
your stamina very heavily padded.
Yeah.
And it made Grunt rage.
is anyone playing a protect this time?
No.
Good. You're all gonna die.
I mean, I was
We've got
tempted.
tanks for the first time. We'll see how good those are.
Yeah, that's some fun stuff. Line of the Sand is interesting. It's not strictly a tank power. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, let's face it, most of the tank is because he has 7 stamina and a defense skill as well.
Yeah, and also like it's mainly done through role
The
playing in my
defense skill is
games.
so nice.
It
Having
really
played
is.
a brawler, it was like, oh,
Oh,
the
sorry,
defense skill
That-
stuff happens.
They're called proficiencies now.
Oh, sorry,
Proficiencies.
proficiencies.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Still
Yeah.
called skills in the
Um,
book, Grant.
Well, the one I printed out 3 months ago. Yeah.
Do you want me to explain?
Unfortunately.
Do you want to explain proficiencies, Grant?
Well, the rest of us write it down.
Yeah.
Why not? Well, I'll explain proficiencies. That's fine. We write stuff down. So proficiencies are they come baked into your role, and they govern the actions you do in combat. The 5 actions we have are move, shoot, strike, recover, and use. And there's also defense, which you do reactively when someone attacks you. If you have a proficiency, it's expressed as a number between 1 and 3. And you can push that up, so like certain powers can push it up to 5 in certain things. But if you draw a card which is equal to or lower than your proficiency, it counts as 10, which kind of removes the lower end of your deck. And seeing as players win draws, it really gives players an edge in combat if they're good at that thing. So for example, strikers have a... you're playing a striker, they have strike 3 and move 3 because they're very nimble, not mimble, that isn't a word. Mobile
It
and
can
nimble.
be.
Nimble.
I think nimble is a word.
Not that word, though.
No, it's not one of
No,
those.
yeah. It
Like-
relates to mimsy, right? Like it's like mimsy.
I think it's like mimbling about. That's bimbling.
I
Yeah,
feel like it's in the movement somewhere.
I'm sure.
Everything's in the moon
Yeah.
somewhere.
You have defense 310, and I
Yeah.
believe strike. So you have defense 3 and strike 2.
It's pretty good.
So you're quite good up close, but you're really good at getting punched in the face. Also, to explain the core mechanic, both parties draw a card, and the person with the higher card wins. It's a really complicated system. It's a really complicated system, but
There's a little more nuance to it than that.
yeah, and in combat there's a lot more going on, but at the core of it will be fine.
It's
It's only because he asked me to explain what Reckless was, and I've
That's
immediately forgotten.
Okay.
It's okay.
Cool.
You don't have to write it down. Like we can write it down before the next session
Yeah.
kicks off as well, before we start playing properly. So has everyone got their powers down?
I
I'm
have
just
not
about to
had
hand.
the rolls.
Which I'm just about to hand it to
You
you.
know the
Traits
rules.
book.
Traits book. Okay, cool.
There you go, Navigator.
Thank you very much. Have you had this as well?
No,
so we've got a couple of people that haven't
Cool.
yet had the traits.
What else can we explain?
That's a good question. Do you want to? You could start doing
Dramatic.
questions
I
potentially
can start
for
doing
people
questions.
that
Yeah,
have
actually.
rated their books. Although, do they
so,
need this book as well?
They're titled traits.
Oh,
so I should tell you what. Who here has picked? You picked a trait, right?
Yes.
If you give me the book, I'll quickly look up
Yeah.
Helen's trait questions, and then we'll.
I've got
work
traits
those
as
out.
well. So.
Oh, great.
In the
Answering
meantime,
questions
I
is
can
fun.
stuff my face.
It is.
Thank
It is,
you.
isn't it?
That's so much fun.
Most of what we do. Really, innit?
The best bit of the game so far, Helen.
There's-
Okay.
There are a lot of really good parts of this game.
It's
I'm not getting
like-
paid to say that.
No, in fact, you've paid me to say
I-
that. Paul's our second highest donor so far.
I was first backer.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Very proud.
Thank you, Paul. That's very kind of you.
Hello, I'm an egotistical prat.
Paul's going to be in the book. He's going to be
A dragon.
I want to be the ex-lover, but for some reason they're laughing at me, and I don't know why.
You could be a dragon
it's a romantic interest.
Sorry, romantic interest.
Um,
Well, not for long with me.
Oh.
So like the point of the romantic, like we're trying to do some like we're really trying to push for different art and different body types and different races and different people. So if you want to play a romantic interest who is not an elf in diaphanous robes, who is kind of a big lad, I'm interested in that. We can do that. That would be fun. So yeah, we've got your questions. What have you got? Oh, hang on. Mary's after some of the world's largest bottle of wine, pussy glass overlevel.
Well,
apparently
second
quite good
largest
wine.
bottle of wine.
Third. Joe, can you sort her out?
Yes.
Cheers.
It's very nice, yeah.
It's
I'm
lovely.
enjoying the wine immensely.
Thank you, Paul. You picked a trait as well.
I have.
Which one did you pick?
Captain.
Captain. Oh, Captain, my
We've
captain.
got two captains, in fact.
We do.
Possibly.
Mm.
I'm trying to take that back so it's not right in the middle of Paul's face on the stream.
I'll move it over here. I will be guardian of the wine. For reference, I don't drink,
Yes.
So it's
and yet I'm the
pretty
one who provides the wine.
Good man.
I am a sadist.
He's very popular.
I'm a popular sadist. I shall be speaking the rest of the game like this.
Very popular sadist. Which one did you pick?
I picked Keep Moving.
Keep moving.
What is that peculiar smell?
Probably Mary's food. Anchovies? Anchovies.
Anchovies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Here's the traits. Thank you for those.
Oh, cheers.
So, Helen,
Yes.
character-wise, we haven't come up with names yet either.
No.
So,
shit.
if you've got an idea, because the names are kind of the last thing you do, I think, because they should sum up what a character is. If you've got ideas for names, hit me up. I'm figuring.
I'm definitely called Rabbit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, defo.
that's
No
what I was
doubt.
feeling. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Have you got a lot of rabbit skulls or something like that?
Sure, yeah, loads of rabbit skulls. A rabbit.
No, actually, it's a smell of hot
hat.
plastic. What is that? Is that are we overheating on the
I
computer?
totally can't.
It's gone, as far as
Oh, it's sharp. It's Sharpie. It's fine, Karen. That's fine.
Okay.
Fine. Fine.
We're all
James.
good.
Rabbit.
Rabbit has a rabbit skin hood with ears, but like that sounds quite anime, but it's not. It's just made of the skin of a dead rabbit.
Not like a sort of
No,
floppy. Yeah.
no, like a
It's
dark
the-
version of that.
One
that
that-
You
rotate
just
when
picked
you
up a
feel
dead
sad.
Yeah,
One
Yeah.
that wasn't
Not
gutted entirely cleanly and so has
It's all
still
covered in
little
blood
bits.
and manky.
yeah.
Because imagine there's like still a few burrowing animals around. Like there's still a few creatures.
Yeah.
You're not just like eating each other. There's got to be a way to get food. And
The
stuff.
underground thing survived.
Yeah, and also like foxes and shit. They like grab badgers.
Definitely
Foxes are
seagulls.
pretty cool.
Birds, seagulls. Nothing can
Oh,
kill seagulls.
No.
I learned what seagulling was
They're
today.
cockroaches of the sky.
So Rabbit is the
Seagull.
primary
Explain on
hunter.
stream.
Okay.
Primary hunter,
I'm
so he's
assuming
got a
it's a
lot
shepherd.
of like
It is.
animal bits on him.
Oh, cool. So what sort of weapons have you got?
A big ass machete knife.
Nice.
You know what a hunter has? That a big ass machete
Like a
knife.
bow and arrow as well.
Yeah, and like traps. You lay snares and things.
Cool. Okay. Because that gives you nice traits to develop into as well.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? I like that.
Alright. So names we can do names at the end
Okay.
if you haven't got anything. If you've got something, that's fine.
I think everyone should be called Rabbit.
No. And talk through rebs.
you have to work hard to justify it, but it works out in
So-
the end.
Helen,
Yeah.
your character. What's the most trouble you've ever been in?
Ooh.
Questions are good.
I would guess when my family found out that I'd made a pact with a weapon at the tender age of like 7.
So, how old are you now? I'm going to ask for no violence against kids.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty brutal game.
Yeah,
Go on, you
I'm
at least be
gonna
16.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 18.
Okay, 18.
So I've had
so like
11 years of a...
So like your family disowned you, but they still exist.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, they're fine.
Well,
I
yeah,
joined a gang.
I like that. So like your mother and father were absolutely furious,
Yes.
and booted you out. Actually, no, hang on, your father and father, because you got to find families where you can. And it's like,
Yeah.
imagine there's kind of a lot of loose kids going. So both your fathers were furious with you
Yes.
because they were like respectable moisture farmers,
Yes.
or
Eating
whatever.
their what was it? Blue milk.
Yeah, and eating their fennel, and it's a Star Wars joke. And
Okay.
So it was gross.
they eat fennel and drink blue milk. It's gross. It is gross. They disowned you, and so like I like to imagine you've been trying to help out, maybe like your brother or like one of your dads in some way, in like maybe diverting money to them or helping them through some sort of problems, but there's still that sort of tension there. Or you just completely gone.
I want to be an orphan.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me be an orphan, Grant.
I'm self-describing characters. I can tie it to the same. Okay, what killed your parents?
Okay.
You. No, what killed your parents?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
why
There's
not?
literally no reason why I would not have killed my parents.
If you're going to be an orphan, be an orphan.
Was it you intentionally? Or
No, it was
your
definitely not
spirit?
intentional. It was definitely not. Maybe it was shortly after I got disowned, and I came back to try and get to sort of try and apologise, and the gun went off accidentally and killed them.
I mean,
Accidentally, as far as you're concerned.
Accidentally, yeah.
right?
there is a definite parallel in betrayal by parents there, isn't there? Between you and your
Certain
spirit.
non-corporeal entities might have a problem
Yeah.
That was complete. That was intentional. That was I
Yeah.
totally thought that one through.
Your spirit has daddy issues. Okay, cool. So they're dead, and like you're sort of dealing with that in some way. Can I ask that's moved a bit more recently?
Okay, sure.
So like rather than 12 years ago, that was 6 months ago.
Yes, maybe I thought I've made something of myself now. I've
Yeah.
got some whatever we use for money.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
trade and barter, and
Yeah.
I'm imagining like credits or something is the future. Credits doesn't seem right.
Let's go with trade and
Bones.
barter.
Bones.
Yeah. Okay.
So like finger bones.
I am rich. I'm always
Clean-
If you
clean
misspend it, you lose your
bones.
trousers. Yeah, like intact bones.
Yeah, because all of the ones that are going to be lying around will be ashen and crumbly and all that. Whereas we want, which means that innately every individual human is a walking wallet, which is
Yeah.
really kind of terrifying.
Which suits.
There should be a gang that does that.
There
That just
should be.
kills people
Yeah.
to take their bones.
to take their fingers and stuff.
The Reapers.
The creepers, actually.
The Reapers.
I'm not because they plant that's all their fertilizer and stuff.
Oh,
These guys are
Bury
sick
people, leave them for
ass.
10 years, dig them up and take the bones.
yeah.
Is that a bit in Did you watch Hannibal? Is
Oh, that was in
right?
one of the really early episodes, wasn't
I
it?
was just thinking of like the
that was
fungus
creepy as
people.
balls.
Spoilers.
Oh, I heard about.
Sorry, I just said this
that.
because like their
Episode,
hands
like,
were all sticking
one.
up in a row, attached to IV lines,
Oh, cool.
and they had mushrooms growing out of them.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Creepy ass.
That was.
I don't.
That's grim.
Hannibal in general, from what I've read, is creepy as.
It's so gross and beautiful.
All right.
So none of the mighty powers are not funny if you think of them being inflicted by a truck.
None of the powers in the game. Are
I was
going
gonna
to
say, you added some superfluous words there.
Ambush is hilarious. The one where you teleport someone to the Shadow Realm,
If
or
you-
the back of your truck is hilarious. Nothing's not good.
Oh, I want the parasitic as well. That'd be great.
That's hard.
No, we've already done parasitic with a
I know,
machine. We don't need another one.
I'm trying to think.
But it's still a
I-
fun image.
It's super hard to have the truck defend you from damage and then burst out of your chest. That's true. Hell one could work.
Yeah.
Because your truck literally drives through hell.
Of course.
But no, they're all hilarious.
Oh, what's the film where that's based on a Stephen King novel where all of the vehicles come to life?
Oh.
Are you talking about From the Beauty?
It's called something like Trucks, isn't it?
Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, God. Please tell us, chat room. We'll look at
Yeah.
you in about 20 minutes.
I'm like,
I only know about it because I saw a nostalgia.
Detailed
And listen, I know the short story.
yeah.
This sounds good. Okay.
It's going to be a while. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Cool. Second question, which is probably going to cover this. What's the worst thing I've ever done?
I want
No,
to
you've
figure.
done
Well,
worse.
I don't know if I think that.
Yeah,
it
I
was
want
me,
something else.
so,
Yeah. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Oh, I don't know.
Also, just briefly, you didn't kill everyone in your family. There are surviving members and they're furious.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am completely sure of that.
Do you have to like bury your dads?
No, I ran.
Oh, so you left everything.
I ran the fuck
Yeah.
away.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, that,
Maybe
Back to
that's
the
the
guy.
worst thing I did.
oh,
abandoned.
I don't know if that's worse than killing them in the first place, but it's pretty
No,
bad.
I mean, killing them is worse than just leaving the
Oh,
house.
Yeah, but you didn't think you'd.
I've left my parents' house a lot.
But as you say, you might not think you did that, yeah. So, like, just running away is a pretty bad thing.
Yeah.
I want something else.
Okay.
I want
Something else,
something.
something else.
Like, what have you done as a ganger? What have you like? What sort of crimes
Like-
have you committed?
Because I'm kind of imagining like the initiation for this gang is you need to prove that you aren't going to be squeamish, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Also,
So it's
for some
free
reason,
reign.
you're following him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, tell me more about you again. Remind me who you are.
So I haven't worked out the name yet, but as far as no, so
in his
and-
native tongue.
he's a fairly weedy looking guy. He's not. I mean, he doesn't look that imposing
It's like
physically.
I'm guessing like rangy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, almost half starved. He probably doesn't actually eat that much, and he never talks about his helmet. Oh, and he takes it off occasionally. So you see him, and he always looks a little bedraggled.
What's the helmet look like?
It's like this great. It's a perfect sphere,
Like a space helmet. Okay.
With,
That's weird looking. I like
yeah,
that.
that's weird looking.
But it's like a perfect chrome sphere.
with just the tiny bit hollowed out for the. It doesn't look like it should go over the head, but it just kind of almost flexes.
Oh, wait, and it's like skin tight. It's like, it's gross.
Yeah, and is just utterly featureless, and so he will never speak without it. He occasionally takes it off, but not that often. But when he speaks, there's I'm going to have to try and do this, chat, so rate me on it. He's got this sort of this voice you can't help but listen to. Even if it's like, even if you're about to punch him in the face.
we can make it supernatural. So like you don't have to be like absurdly supernaturally charismatic, but there's some sort of hoodoo going on.
Yes.
Which means that it's like he's speaking directly inside your heads.
And so it gives everyone a pause just for a second when you kind of first approach him, and that's how he tends to get into your head of going,
What's his weapon, or is it just gangers?
just gangers. He doesn't actually ever do any fighting himself.
Oh, it's fantastic. I
And
can't
it's
wait
like-
to see what this guy does.
And it's like none of the gang actually remember who the first one was or how he convinced them to join, but there's always been someone at his side.
Oh, you're really not a good guy, are you? Oh, that's fantastic.
I know what the worst thing I've ever done is.
What is?
Go for it.
So after I got kicked out of my home, I just sort of like I wandered around the wasteland for a while, and once when I was really desperate, I probably killed someone and took I took someone's food and left them to starve to death.
Ooh.
I think
And that was completely level-headed and not
Yes.
in any way the spirit's fault. Or anything like that, yeah.
that was me being hungry, seeing someone else having food, and taking.
Like the spirit, like the gun was in your truck or in your car, and you went in and did it, and you didn't even have contact with you.
Yeah, just
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I was just like I had like a hidey hole where I was keeping all my small possessions, and I went out looking for food, and I came across someone with food, and I fought them for it, and I took it, and I left them.
Still food. What do they look? Just give me one physical description of what they look like.
The dead person.
Well, they're dead now.
Well, they starved to death.
Well, you don't know that.
That's true. Okay, I left someone to starve to death.
Yeah.
They were small.
That's fine. I can work with that.
Yeah.
Small person. Stole food from a small person.
Candy from a baby,
so
you heard it here,
small.
folks.
You breathe in and they infiltrate your lungs. That's fun.
She
Okay, cool.
literally went up to a pram and stole the
Yeah.
last lollipop
Oh.
in existence from this child.
Let me ask you about your gun as well, because this
Yeah,
is a big
shit.
part of your character.
I've not thought much about it, which is silly of me.
So, okay, have a think. We can come back to you.
Okay.
But yeah, because it seems like a big deal, and that's your spirit weapon, and also it's informed a lot about who you are and what you do. So, like, whether it's an actual bazooka or whether it's just like a pistol which behaves like a bazooka because of wizards, that sort of thing, you know?
The wizard did it.
Like, I am imagining something that I have to hold up to my shoulder and goes like that.
I'm imagining like some sort of like massive like las cannon almost.
What's the last cannon?
Laser cannon.
Oh, okay.
They've got loads of power packs and loads of like cables running off it. It's this weird, like strangely technological thing. Or is it just like a big tube that shoots fire?
It doesn't shoot fire, it shoots like energy pulses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look?
Like a concussive.
Is it like
Oh yeah, there's dust coming
Does
up.
it look distinctly untech-like? Does it look like it should just be a pipe?
Like improvised. Like
sort
this.
of what sort of tech is it going for? Is it like sleek tech? Is it really gothic and baroque? Is it welded together with hunks of washing machine and that kind of thing?
it's actually a washing machine. You open the door.
And then nothing happens. Oh, I put it on spin cycle again.
It might be similar to your chrome helmet, right? That's like
Super slick.
super
Yeah.
apple.
Yes, I like that idea. Something similar to that.
It's also cool if everything we make and own is made of rust, and then things that we forage and are magical
so
are like...
almost like plastic chrome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Cool.
Plastic chrome. That's actually
Shiny and
nicer.
chrome. I know that line.
Yeah, you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Right. Paul, I've got some questions for you.
I'll have you.
And me, I'm the same
Actually,
thing.
which one of you? Oh,
I'm
you.
captain.
I think I've chosen a different question for you.
Oh, cool.
Paul.
Yep.
When did your commands get you into trouble?
Ooh. Okay, so
And the more you can relate this to the setting, the better. So, like, specific incidents is cool.
So when I was first establishing my gang, pretty shortly after I made my bind, I had about 5-6 people following me,
Mhm.
and I had a few successful raids. I was getting overconfident.
Raids on who? Like
Um,
other gangs?
Yeah, it was other gangs that I'd actually wiped out. There were small gangs that were getting started, and I just wiped them out, thinking get
Like,
rid of
you
them.
went in hard.
Exactly.
Like, unexpectedly hard.
And
okay, yeah.
and it went really well, and I never had any idea it would be that good. And so I then went after the what the name was for?
Bucking Broncos, Blood Runners, Reapers that Iron.
Blood Runners.
Yep.
I went against the Blood Runners, and thinking that they'll be easy. They're just glorified couriers, exactly.
Yeah.
And I lost every last person I sent, and had to start almost from scratch. I had one person left.
What was the name? Or her?
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. I love it.
Cool.
Gonzalez has been with you forever.
Mhm.
Gonzalez is older than the hills, has one leg, 3 teeth, and a real mean streak. Gonzalez would die for you and isn't entirely sure why. Gonzalez is a product of mind control.
Just in case you didn't get that sort
Yeah.
of thing.
I'm not going to do a bad Mexican accent because I'm above that.
That's fine.
I'm just going to talk like this. This seems good, yeah. Yeah, okay.
And I like he's
Do it.
bound to just a really simple pistol.
Do you want me to strangle him again, boss?
Yes.
Oh, so you've got spirit bound in your gang?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. So they're all spirit bound as well. I figured they were just following you.
No,
Yeah,
I've one of the requirements of being in my gang is they have to be bound.
okay, but like
and-
low level.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It
yeah.
needs to be basically anyone who has high level bindings go into upper circle where I can keep close eye on them.
Okay, cool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's cool because we'll be the only gang where everyone's bound, right? We're small, but we're bound.
Yeah,
Maybe just call yourself the Bound.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Hey,
Hang on, what's the name of the game?
I know. I was just going. It's got better.
Ironic. The Bound.
It's called Chronicle, right?
And we
Shut
consider all the others below us because they are...
Unbound.
Organic game making.
It's great. Look at that. This is a fun set. I'm
is great.
enjoying this. This is some good shit we've worked out here. Okay, next one is you've retreated once. What did you lose?
Wait, I've taken the same power as you.
Keep
Keep moving.
Yeah.
I thought that was the one you couldn't possibly have taken. Fine, I'll take a different one.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. You can have the same one if you like, but it's going to be quite similar.
That would be quite a bit. Our original fleet of vehicles. So it was before you joined. We'd sort of set up a blockade around one of the settlements, sort of kind of one that refused to pay us protection money but fell on our territory. And then the Iron showed up
Oh, shit.
and
Okay, yeah.
just disabled every last one of our vehicles, and we had no choice but to leg it. They weren't interested in killing us, otherwise we'd probably be dead.
I like to imagine that the Iron have snipers, and they have absurdly powerful armor-piercing rounds. And what they do is they take out drive shafts, they take out steering wheels, they take out axles, and it just stops.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so many people have no idea what they're doing. They must have cursed bullets or something,
Exactly.
and it's like,
Yeah.
no,
So
they
it's
just
like-
have
yeah.
armor
And
piercing.
so you lost all your vehicles. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. That happened recently.
Yep.
Which
Which is the main reason we actually specifically headhunted you. It's like we knew you had your own little fleet. You weren't in a gang, but you had your own little group of
Okay.
vehicles.
Yeah, so I wasn't with the
Like you
Iron at
were
that
run
point.
out for making a pact.
Yeah,
And then the Bound showed up at your door and like, hey, we need a mechanic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
We already have a higher knowledge than that of the arcane spirits.
Please fix our stuff.
And so, like,
Sorry.
and
Fix our stuff.
please fix our stuff. and so, like, I figured,
would
like,
say
you've
please.
maybe managed to cobble together a ramshackle thing of vehicles. But what I'd be more interested in doing is having dramatic scenes for you to steal shit,
Yeah.
Yes.
or buy
definitely.
shit or whatever. Like, broker for that.
So we can just start off with your ram.
Okay, that sounds good. You.
Hit me.
Why did you learn to command people like this, or honestly,
cool.
things?
It's to do with the thing I've learned to do is guide people through the twist.
The twist.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
cool, isn't it?
When strange things happen.
Yeah. we had to go around the twist. So I took
Take a bunch of Australian kids.
with a bunch of convict children.
I love it.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Australia.
I'm writing this down. This is happening.
I came from a slaver camp for one of the larger gangs and escaped with a bunch of kids, and we had to make it through the twist. So my eyes were removed as part of a binding ritual. In order.
Did you draw the short straw, or do you like give yourself willingly?
Ooh.
Or did the kids just pin you down and do it?
No, they said you the short straw. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a pact we all went in on, and then I lost my eyes, was found.
Okay, we'll stop it.
We know how to do it now.
Thank you.
We know how to fix this, guys.
Dwarf.
Everybody's getting involved in this world.